Welcome to Walker Talk, brought to you by Barely Sober News. This week's episode of Fear the Walking Dead is a Season 2 finale, Episode 14 called Wrath, and Episode 15 called North. My name is George Pecoraro, and with me is Christopher Jokas.
What's up, guys?
In this episode, we had, Travis losing it a little bit, a couple people died, walkers died, and everyone's starting to head north. Chris, so what do you think of the season finale of Fear the Walking Dead?
Well, first of all, I think it was a little weird that it wasn't. They kind of kept saying it's a 2-hour season finale,
Right.
which it was, but it was really just the last 2 episodes they just put back to back.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened behind the scenes at AMC, but for some reason they just crammed those two together.
You know what it probably was? They probably wanted to give Chris Hardwick a break on his show. You know what I mean? Before
There's
The
some
Walking
reason.
Dead.
There's something happened. Something happened behind the scenes that they were like, you know what? Let's just put these two on top of each other. But it worked. I didn't even realize really the transition. Yeah. It kind of just smoothly went into each other. I'm gonna give both of these episodes. I liked 14 Wrath a little bit more.
Yeah,
I'll give that maybe like a 7.3, and the other one a 7.
Okay, yeah.
The
I'm not far off at all. I'm gonna give I'm gonna give Wrath a 7.2 and then like a 6.9 for heading north. For North. I mean, yeah, like I guess you didn't really realize that it was 2 episodes, but they were both pretty good, and especially Wrath, I think.
I think Wrath was the stronger of the two, but they were both pretty good.
I feel like if you're around the 7 for one of these Walker Talk shows, like, it's pretty good for us. Usually we don't rate things this high, I feel like.
Yeah, I might have went like a little bit too high by like a point something, because I was just thinking I still really liked that episode that was just Chris and Travis. I think that was my favorite episode of the season.
Oh, yeah.
I know you didn't like that one that much.
Right.
It didn't have as much action, but I think like the story in it was like really powerful.
The only thing...
And it definitely paid off in these 2 finales.
The only thing I didn't like about it was that it last like 20 minutes was nothing. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, last 20 minutes sucked, but what we got in this episode, I feel like made that episode even better. So
yeah. It was, so the big thing was, Chris going away with, was it Brandon and Derek, and these guys just do what they do and just, like, thinking about themselves and, spoiler, eventually they kill Chris.
That spoiler alert for sure.
I mean, you're probably not listening to this unless you saw the episode.
Yeah, if you're listening, I mean, come on, it goes without saying.
Yeah.
I hate when we have to throw up spoiler tags. I mean, this is a review of the finale. What do you think we're going to cut corners? So anyway, Chris got
taken out,
killed, which I actually really it's such an obvious thing that would happen.
Right.
But they made it in such a way that it was like, holy shit, I can't believe they did that.
Yeah.
Like, you almost expect that there is going to be the long-term, like, Chris coming back to the light side sort of thing.
Right.
But no, Travis gets no breaks at all. He lost his wife, or his ex-wife, and now he lost his son. And in 2 brutal ways, with really... nothing to it. I mean, we don't even really see Chris die in real time. We just see it in like a weird flashback, which is pretty cool, pretty brutal.
I think it was unique. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I was like watching it. I'm like, oh, they're not going to show it. He's not going to. He's really alive or something. And the way that they were, the Brandon and Derek were telling Travis like the story about what happened to him. Like, I wasn't even sure. I didn't even believe it.
Yeah, at first I was like, they're lying about something, and then it was like, they made that one little inconsistency, and Travis, like, kind of notices. He locks the door, and I was like, oh, yeah, they definitely lied about something.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't expect them to actually still be dead. I was like, he must be alive somewhere. They locked him up. I don't know what the fuck they did. I thought they were going to save him, but no. They shot the shit out of him.
They got a shotgun to like, what, the head?
Oh, yeah. Shotgun to the head, man. That was brutal. He's a 15-year-old kid.
Yeah.
That'd be like them killing Carl in the regular show.
Like, they weren't even, like, hesitating with that, too. Like, you know what I mean? And they had showed no remorse. You know what I mean?
And then, so that kind of leads into the most epic beatdown in Walking Dead history.
I was so proud of Travis after this.
I was so proud of Travis. So they've shown Travis kick the crap out of people a couple of times. I don't know if you remember, but in season 1, he beats the bloody hell out of an army guy that kind of betrayed them, and he almost beats him to death.
Almost. So
and then
it's
in the beginning of season 2, he's like, I think it's one of those episodes where they get kidnapped by the pirates, and then I don't know the details anymore. It's lost to my memory, but there's just one scene where Travis is like fighting with some other guy on a dock, and he's kind of like kicking their ass. Travis is a good fighter.
Yeah.
And then we just see him beat to death 2 people, and a third one dies, like, collateral damage style.
Right.
So, damn.
I mean, the whole battle, like, I'm like, good. Like, I knew he's going to shut the door, lock it. But, like, the whole time I'm watching this, too, I was also feeling like they were going to break in and stop him. Or he was going to stop himself.
Absolutely. That's what always happens in every show. You never see anyone just beat 2 kids to death. I mean, they're kids. They're, like, what? In their early... not kids, but, like, they're young. He's a grown man.
Yeah.
They're a lot younger than him. And he beats them to death.
So
you just never see that too often.
It was pretty brutal and very badass. I was very proud. Again, very proud of you, Travis. Good job.
And he didn't let anything stop him. Like, even whoever that guy was that got killed, Oscar. Right, Oscar. He tries to stop the fight. Travis is like, nope. Slams the door in his skull. How hard do you have to slam a door to fucking kill someone?
Yeah, that wasn't like a heavy door either. So he just slammed it.
Yeah.
But so now, you said Travis has already been brutal and have fought other people, but he's never gotten to the limit of killing. Like, he murdered these people.
He's got he's like the softest, nicest, calmest guy, but when he snaps, and this time he went all the way.
So it's just like, he went all the way now. Do you think he's gonna continue to do, to kill going forward in the season 3, or do you think he's gonna do like a Morgan kind of like be peaceful, like Buddhist?
I hope to God not. I think I've said this about Morgan before, but we're watching The Walking Dead to see brutal shit like that. Yeah. We're not watching it to see someone not try to kill. That's so boring. Right. That's how real life is.
Right. So I mean, it's possible you could see, because we said how passive Travis is, but then he does something like this. He could very well like regret it and kind of go back to a different, soft.
I don't think so, though, because don't forget what happens towards the end of... it's hard to even tell which episode these things happened in because they were just kind of meshed together, so I'm not even going to try. But later on, when he's having that heart-to-heart with Madison, and he tells her straight up, he's like, I don't regret it. I'm not sorry for what I did. And she's like, you shouldn't be. They deserved it.
Yeah.
And I thought that was awesome, because I hate when they backtrack on that stuff, too.
Right.
I didn't want to see them be like, I shouldn't have done that. It's like, oh, it's okay. Like, no, like, this is the zombie apocalypse.
Right.
These people, they're turning into survivors, and that's what's the coolest thing about this. Like, they were not survivors at all season 1.
You're right.
And now we're seeing them really, make their way.
I mean, like, but that also, Derek and Brandon, the 2 guys, those 2 kids, they were like that, though. They understood that you had to kill and be killed. I think they were extreme with it. They
were also killing in a more like they thought it was like fun.
Yeah.
Travis killed because they killed his son. Like, he had a reason to.
Right, he had motives. Okay, he had. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah. So I mean, overall, over the course of the 2 episodes, a lot happened. I think for me, that was like by far the highlight. And overall, throughout season 2, I think anything revolving around Chris and Travis was really the things that stuck out most to me. So as of right now, I think Travis is my favorite character.
I think the way Nick was in these past couple episodes, he took a couple steps back, and I think you're right. I think I'm enjoying Travis now.
Yeah.
Because I think Nick was our favorite, right? For a while.
I always liked Travis, but definitely, I think Nick was really stealing the show for a while. But now, I'd have to disagree. I kind of found myself not as interested in the Nick storyline. You know, all the back and forth about, oh, the drug dealers are coming,
Right.
we got to leave, we got to whatever. And then let's talk about Alejandro a little bit.
Right.
Because we got a big revelation
news.
there.
Yep, there is no immunity.
Yeah, so you called it episodes ago. I was holding out faith that maybe they were doing something a little more interesting, but
Right.
no, it was what it was.
He's a faker. Big old faker.
Fraud. Yeah. So basically that humongous bite that was taken out of his shoulder was not even done by a zombie. It was just done by like a crackhead. So
Right.
Oh man.
Someone, yeah. I guess before or after the apocalypse started happening.
No, it was during.
But they just thought the guy was a zombie.
Yeah, he was he was an addict and he kind of fit in right with the zombies. So I guess Luciano, who saw it, got confused and thought that he was actually bit by a zombie, and he just kind of rolled with it.
Yeah.
But I mean, damn, dude, that guy took a chunk out of him.
Yeah.
Like they showed that CGI hole in his shoulder in one episode.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, though. And he kind of ended up, as awful as he was, I guess you could say, lying to all those people. He did turn out to be like a hero in a way. You know, killing the narcos.
He did. He that was a pretty badass scene. I think obviously everything was overshadowed by Travis's brutal beatdown, but I think that was another highlight of these two episodes. I just thought that was like kind of cool. It reminded me of Terminator 2. When Miles Dyson is like, the guy that the black dude that created the Terminators, but he gets all shot up and he's got the detonator and he just sacrifices himself. I always love that scene. Great acting. Great acting.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, you see, like, but also we haven't seen though. Someone die from a zombie bite since like early on in The Walking Dead. Like I feel like, I mean, I didn't watch too much of season 1 of Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah, you don't see it too often. They don't. You're either getting eaten alive or you're getting shot.
Right.
You rarely ever are dying from a bite.
Nowadays, the group in The Walking Dead doesn't really get bit. They don't get bit. If they do get bit,
in the original group, well, Tyrese was the last one I think that got bit.
Right.
But I remember when watching that episode, I remember thinking, like, when was the last time that happened?
Yeah,
so
it's
rare.
It was fresh. It was kind of like fresh again. The way and he did it, and you could see him struggling to just do anything. See how bad the infection is, or the bite will be.
So so all the narcos are just eaten alive, and out of this, Nick kind of becomes the leader of this group.
Right.
Like.
Just I think it's just classic Nick. He just goes somewhere, causes destruction, and like kind of like leaves, and he's moves on. He's like
a charismatic, likable guy. So he's
a virus, man. He goes and destroys his host, and then he leaves.
Exactly, and I think that's like pretty interesting as a character that they do that. I mean, this show, it really like who these people are. With the exception of Madison, I still don't really like Madison.
Yeah.
But like the rest of them, like I can see where they're coming from, and I don't know. The storylines don't seem forced. They seem like natural, like more so than in the regular show. When I feel like they try to force things upon people, like, oh, Morgan doesn't kill anymore.
Right.
It's like
believe
really?
it.
Would he really not? Or
I
don't know.
No, it makes sense.
Carol's all of a sudden a badass and murders people. Really? Or was she just a boring character before and now you wanted to make her cool?
Right.
So
I mean so I want to continue with Nick because I mean he went to the narcos, tried to negotiate, but obviously didn't work. And then now he just dumps out, I guess, but finds his way back only because he saw a base or what was it? I don't even know, a military base over the border.
Oh, with the helicopter.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So he sees a helicopter near the border. So he takes all the people from that village, right, from the Colonia, and marches them north towards this base on the border, and everyone's just like following him. You know, it was just kind of like
you know,
I was thinking in my mind, like, what I wasn't sure where they were going with it. Like,
I feel like
it was almost like he was like their savior sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean,
but then it obviously fell apart.
It just Lucy. What it is just Luciana has faith in him. That's it. You know what I mean? The rest, I feel like the village doesn't really give a crap about him. You know what I mean? Because you see, right when they got shot at, they just started running, obviously. Mm-hmm. But like he didn't really do any like. I feel like as that little leader of him guiding this group, he was not very responsible for what he was doing. You know what I mean?
And then he leads them to this base, and they all start getting shot up. And even Luciano gets shot, and we don't know who these people are. I'm assuming they're Americans. I mean, it's. Mm-hmm. I think it was left vague, but also it's like I think it's like a pretty good cliffhanger. Like
right.
I'm interested.
I remember you saying that how you want to have it a military, so you want to be like around like a military, a part of the government.
Yeah, because I think the original show is so much like they're in the middle of like the woods with no one. Yeah. So as far as they know, they're like restarting the world, like making farms and whatever they're doing.
Right.
So I think this show is like a great opportunity for them to explore like little pockets of military and government that are still maybe thriving.
It seems that way. It's because
they've been doing a little bit more of that overall so far.
Right.
So.
I just remember you bring that up, how you want to see more military part of it, government, a hold up, and it looks like this is the place with a helicopter. You know, I'm sure they have guns. They're organized. You know.
Yeah, I'm totally interested to see how this goes. A little weird that they would just start firing upon like these people that are obviously like refugees, unless they thought they were zombies.
Maybe they thought they were zombies, but then when they're firing back, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then
I mean, it did start like a firefight.
Right. It was a firefight.
So let's move on to quickly to Ophelia, because we haven't seen her in a while, and they did a little like side story with her. Mm-hmm. Seems strange to me that they would split her off from the rest of the group, but she does end up getting attacked also by another American.
Right.
And so maybe she folds back into Nick's storyline next season. Maybe wherever Nick is like where she is,
like,
you know?
I feel like they're going to all meet up at this military base, I guess, you know, in some way.
Right. Because, that's right, because also Madison gets the information out of Alejandro while he's dying that Nick went north. So, not too much going on with Ophelia. They just kind of like reminded us that she's a character. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about her. She went missing like episodes ago. But then, so after Travis's beatdown, right? This is when this kind of comes into play with the rest of the characters, Strand and Madison and Alicia. Just to like wrap this up, talking about them, they have like another altercation because obviously the guy Oscar.
They couldn't
save him.
Drilling his skull open.
Which was just quickly, like these two episodes were super violent.
Yeah,
right?
they were
super
very
gory,
bloody.
Super violent. Nick sticks his thumbs in that walker's eyes. That was like so hard to watch.
Yeah.
And we just a couple of days ago we were like, oh, they never have any zombies on this show, really. And then, totally like just the goriest episode.
They did the eye kill.
They do the eye kill, they do the brain surgery, right. And then it doesn't go well, so then they have like another like crazy shit show happen with Travis again.
Right. I mean, so Oscar died, they were pissed off, so that, you know, they got one more night and they were going to leave, but obviously that was not okay for Oscar's brother, who I can't remember who he is, but then big altercation. Again, Travis comes through and becomes a badass.
I know.
Like, kicks some butt.
Definitely. Like, where did this guy learn the fight? I mean, I might get a lot of flack for this, but Rick Grimes versus Travis, I'm putting my money on Travis. Rick Grimes loses every fight he's ever in.
That is true. He always loses, but then eventually, like, something happens and he wins.
Yeah, like Michonne comes and stabs, like, the governor. Like, remember he was getting the crap beat out of him by the governor.
Right.
Michonne saved him, and then He got the crap beat out of him by Tyrese. He got the crap beat out of him by someone
Shane
recently.
too, didn't Shane kick his ass?
Yeah, Shane pretty much kicked his ass. That was a little more of an even fight, I think, but he still lost. And then
Yeah.
he fought someone like this last season, I thought, and got his ass kicked. Oh yeah, that like abusive husband.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. He got
I was
his ass
so
kicked
upset
by him
about
too.
that. Like, this is a little drunk of a guy beat up our
I
savior.
know. Yeah, Travis wouldn't have taken that.
No, oh no, not Travis. Travis takes no shit from nobody.
So anyway, yeah. So that I thought those are all like some pretty cool scenes. They're forced to leave the hotel, and surprisingly, Strand doesn't come with them.
No, wait. You've also skipped that. Alicia got her hands dirty a little bit.
Oh, that's right. I did forget about that.
She put a nice dagger through the brother's heart.
Yeah.
I still can't remember his name.
Well,
So many
I think it's funny that it's
show.
like the season finale, and they're like, "All right, let's get everyone's hands a little dirty."
Yeah, right. But so Alicia kind of like puts a what is it, right through the heart, and just like she kind of seemed kind of cool about it too. She kind of knew it needed to be done.
I think Alicia is actually one of my other favorite characters in this show, and it's kind of surprising because I thought she was like, just like season 1, season 2, beginning half, I thought she was kind of just like a dumb female character, but she's been really stepping up, and she's like the more rational person in the group all the time. It seems like like she really knows what needs to be done and when it needs to be done, and I think that's pretty cool.
Right, and then stab wound survivor Victor stays, which I thought was kind of weird.
Victor's like fine now, man. Fastest stab wound recovery ever.
I thought it was weird, like that he stayed in. I mean, I like Victor, so to see him maybe
can this group stop splitting up?
Yeah,
can they just like stay together for a couple episodes?
I'm assuming he can't be out of the show, right? He's not going to be. Do you think maybe he disappears for a season, or I don't know what they want to do with him?
He's one of their most interesting characters. He's the only character at this point that's Ophelia too, but like. Everyone else is like the family,
Right.
It's Nick and his sister Alicia and his mom Madison and his stepdad Travis. It's like you need some other people, and I thought I don't know why Travis would have stayed anyway. It just seems strange.
I mean, maybe because he was still injured from the wound, and he couldn't travel as well. And he just
yes, but really, like I feel like he was connecting with Madison all season, and then to just ditch her,
to just be like,
pretty much, he's ditching her for the people that stabbed him to begin with.
That is true.
It's very strange,
but he's got a good deal. I mean, he does have a good deal going on with the hotel. Like that place is still up and running pretty well. There's showers,
it ain't bad.
Beds.
It ain't bad. Yeah, it ain't bad.
I mean, so pretty much when Madison, Travis, and Alicia leave, they're pretty much going looking for Nick.
Right, and that's when they come across the village and Alejandro, who just was one of those classic characters to manage just to stay alive just until he could tell another character what they need to know, and then he dies.
Yeah. They have, real quick, they have Alicia still seeing her mother going crazy looking for Nick. As you know, she has jealousy problems or issues because her mother cannot let Nick go, the guy who's been leaving her constantly. Mm-hmm. And she could see, like, she's just, like, cut it out. But she kind of, like, I think she's trying to pick her battles, and then she kind of left it alone.
It's a good time to rethink, to look back and really think about it. And Nick is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, he really is. He's
a virus.
He ditched his family. And he went to these other people, and like, I don't know, his family's like not even on his mind, right? He never even brings up his mom and his sister. It's just weird,
right? And then like he's with Luciana, and he kind of like very easily just left, but only like he only came back because he found a spot to go to.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You're right.
He's.
So it's good to know going forward. I mean, he does have that charisma, and it makes you drawn towards him, but he's not really like the best morally strong character. Mm-hmm.
So I mean, this season ended off pretty much with Nick and Luciana kind of like taken by the military, I guess you could say, and Madison Travis just kind of going after and heading north.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So it seems like they're all going to probably connect
Hopefully.
in season 3 again at this border, except for Strand. He's the only one that now he's going to be on his own, or maybe he's just gone. I mean, I doubt it. But, maybe I'll have to look into this. Maybe as an actor, he got like some other contracts or stuff. I'm sure they would have killed him off. But
yeah, I don't know. I think I think he was just, they're going to give him a break for a little bit and they're going to bring him back. Unless you see someone die, they're always going to make a comeback. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or they might even be a zombie sometimes. Or a walker.
Right.
So as a whole, like, how do you feel about, like, this season 2 or half season 2 of Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead?
I'll just speak to the season as a whole. I mean, I had a chance to kind of catch up on some of the marathon episodes on AMC, and I forgot how much ground that they covered in this one season. Mm-hmm. And don't forget, this is a shorter season than the regular Walking Dead show has. So this was 15 episodes as opposed to 16. So one episode shorter. But man, they really, really, really covered a lot of ground. And if you think about them in the beginning of this season, they're still in LA. They're running onto a yacht. That's how the season opens up. They don't trust Strand at all. They don't know what his issues are. The group is like just really kind of coming together, kind of starting to really deal with like this apocalypse breakdown. Because season 1, they were really like in a military safe zone the whole time. Mm-hmm. So you go from that, and then at the end of the season, Travis is beating people to death. Chris is like leading like his own like army of Mexicans. It just changed so much. So much really happened. They dealt with pirates. They dealt with drug dealers.
A lot
they
did
dealt
happen.
with.
You're right.
Yeah, I mean, I have to give them credit for moving the plot consistently.
Definitely. So, what about rating The Walking Dead season 1 and 2 and Fear the Walking Dead season 1 and 2? Like, how do you think these shows like match up to like so far? Like,
it's such a loaded question because, like I just said, so much happened in Fear the Walking Dead.
Right.
And if you look at the regular Walking Dead, not that much really happened in the first 2 seasons.
Right.
I mean, they basically, Rick found his family, then they left Atlanta, went to the CDC, then they left the CDC, went to the farm.
And then weren't they're looking for
pretty much it.
The girl?
Yeah, they looked for Sophia and then she was dead. But they never left the farm, so they really went from Atlanta to the camp to the farm, or to CDC to the farm.
I think this is what I was thinking about. I think the show is more entertaining. The Fear the Walking Dead show is just more entertaining and has like a better story that's moving along. But The Walking Dead, I feel like, just has better characters, better actors, more interesting things to watch. It's like,
I don't know if I want to say better actor. Yeah, I don't know. They do. They had Shane.
Yeah.
And I should say his name. They had John Bernthal and they had Norman Reedus.
Right.
Those two kind of stole the show.
They already had iconic weapons, their own like symbols, like they kind of had deep characters already in Fear the Walking Dead.
But I wanted to say this. Travis finally picked up a badass, I think it was like a shotgun. He had like a belt of shells across his chest. I was like, fuck yeah.
He picked up 2. You remember that he had 2 when he had them crossed over?
I was like, is that Travis's thing? A double shotgun?
Yeah.
Like, fucking bandolier of shells?
Right. Yes, I remember thinking that, like, oh shit, he's picking up another one.
He was like straight up Terminator, like Arnold Schwarzenegger was walking around, right?
Right. I got upset that he put down the crowbar. I was like, you need that.
I don't know. I hope
very bad.
I hope that is something. I hope that was a good look for him. I hope that they keep up. Something like that.
Yeah, definitely. So I mean, for the Fear the Walking Dead, I'm liking the story, but I feel like
it's missing like something.
It's missing that like deep like character, like drawing you in, like this, like you know what I mean. We always talk about how these characters bother us, you know,
Yeah.
and their acting abilities, which I mean, like, you know, but I feel like it's just Fear the Walking Dead kind of like it wasn't. I mean, Walking Dead wasn't great, but it had the things to draw people in, and people got excited, like action figures they could get and all this stuff, you know. I feel like
Yeah, now no one's really buying Fear the Walking Dead action figures.
yeah, because they need to have that iconic look, like of like the like okay, like Rick has his hat, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
they don't
you're right.
have
I
things
know, we
like
talk
that.
about it all the time. Well, hopefully, yeah. I mean, I think Travis getting those shotguns maybe is a good start.
Yeah,
They definitely need to pick that up. I mean, Alicia's got that butterfly knife, but that's like not nearly as cool as Michonne having a samurai sword. So,
right.
you know, they really need to like figure out how to do something, and maybe introducing some more characters. I mean, they introduced a lot of characters this season, but most of them died off or got separated from the group, or still were just kind of bland, you know?
Yeah,
I mean, even introducing Nick to Luciano, that's a good opportunity to have Luciano, yeah, she uses like a machete all the time or something.
yeah.
I don't
She should have. That was a good idea.
know.
Well, that was it for the Fear of Walking Dead season 2. I mean, all in
That's
all,
it.
I
Now we're
think
just
as much as we were upset earlier in the season, but I think it finished off very strong. So
I don't even think we were upset. I think we were just like waiting for the other foot to drop. I mean,
right,
I never thought it was a bad season. So overall, you know, above average the whole way through.
right.
Could have been better in some points, but it really finished strong.
It definitely finished very strong. So we'll see coming up soon to hear Fear the Walking Dead
Yeah,
season
and
3.
All you haters out there hating on this show, I see you on the internet. Everyone fucking hates this show.
It's
Give
good.
it a shot. It's
Yeah,
not that bad.
It's really not that bad. I used to be the hater. I didn't even watch season 1.
Yeah, you were one of those people.
You were
I
like,
know.
George, we got to start doing this season 2. I'm like, no, I don't want
You're
to.
like, I hate that guy, Travis. Look at you now.
Now Travis is just great, just such a badass now.
Yeah.
He's not now. He's my favorite character. How about that? All right. Well, this has been Walker Talk, brought to you by Barely Sober News and Reviews. I am George Beccarao, and with me is Chris Jokas. Whoa, bye bye. Check us out, Barely Sober News on Twitter and Instagram at Barely Sober News. And see you for The Walking Dead coming up at the end of October.
End of October, we'll be there. Or not me, but George.
I'll be here. Bye.